I would especially like to extend a warm welcome to Dr. G Jagadeesha IAS from the Coffee Board, who is present here virtually, Dr. M. Muthukumar IAS from the Tea Board, and Mr. M. Vasantagisan IRS from the Rubber Board, and Mr. Dharmendra Das, Director Development Spices Board. Dr. G Jagadeesha is the CEO and Secretary of Coffee Board, Bangalore. He is the 2005 batch Indian Administrative Service Officer of Karnataka cadre. Mr. Jagadeesha has done Masters in Genetics and also holds a doctoral degree in Agriculture. He has served various important positions in the state of Karnataka, which include Deputy Commissioner of Kalaburagi and Dakshina Kannada districts, Managing Director of Rajiv Gandhi Rural Housing Corporation Limited, and Deputy Commissioner of Mangaluru. He has also served as a Director of Horticulture, Assistant Commissioner of Kalaburgi Subdivision, and Commissioner of Kalaburgi City Corporation.
Muthu, Vasant, and Das. President of UPASI, Mr. Sridharan. Vice President, Mr. K. Matthew Abraham. All the office bearers of UPASI, and all the distinguished members of UPASI. I am honored to be part of this annual conference. I would have loved to be there physically. In fact, Mr. Sridharan invited me long back and I booked my flight and everything. But election duty came as a surprise, and for election there is no exemption. So I had to be here in Haryana. But I'm glad that I'm still with you virtually. Before I start my presentation, I would also like to compliment and congratulate Mr. Sridharan and his team for the wonderful work what they have done in the last 1 year. And also I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for all the support and cooperation he has extended in the last 1 year. We did really work on some of the important things together. So with that brief, I would like to start my presentation. The topic given to me is roadmap for coffee sector by 2047. In fact, we have been working on this for quite some time with the ministry and with the stakeholders. We have developed some roadmap. It requires a lot of resources. There are a lot of preconditions for implementation of this, but this roadmap is not prepared in air. It has a concrete base. If you put right resources and right effort, definitely we can achieve what I am proposing. So coming to the present status where we are there, unless we know where we are there now, it's very difficult to know where we will be in by 2047. So I'm giving this, but most of it you are already aware. So I'll just quickly glance through. We are the 7th largest producers in the world, 5th largest exporters. Area is around 4.8 lakh hectares, and we have 4.23 lakh holdings. That means coffee estates. Our productivity as of today is very low. It is around 814 kg per hectare. We have, last year we had a production of 3.6 lakh metric tons. We have achieved 3.88 lakh metric tons, which includes re-exports. Our export earnings for last 3 years consistently have crossed $1 billion. That's a record exports we have achieved. And directly or indirectly, coffee employs around 2 million people. That means it's labor intensive crop. So this slide I keep showing everywhere because there is a misconception that coffee is only large growers, but the fact is 99% of the holdings are small growers. They occupy 75% of the area and they contribute 70% of the country's production. Only 1% of the growers are large growers. And Indian coffee, this Indian coffee is unique. We have not encashed on this, but this is where we need to do a lot of work to encash on what we are unique about. This slide I will not go through because all of you already know this. And if you look at the decade-wise production from the time Coffee Board came and today, That is the landmarks we are taking. See, we have consistently grown both in area and production. The area was in 1950 and 51, 92,000. Today it's 4,80,000. And production was 18,000 metric tons. Today it's 3,60,000 metric tons. There's a consistent growth. And I believe Coffee Board has played a key role in this growth. And in terms of export also, there's a consistent growth. We were exporting 2,720 metric tons. Now we are exporting 3,88,000 metric tons. And in terms of value also, we were just $3. Today we are 1 billion plus. So the growth is, there's no pessimism. We are growing. But what growth we have achieved, or rate at which we are growing, is it enough is only the question. So in terms of value-added coffee, till 1990s, we were exporting only green coffees, not value-added coffee. But today, if you see, 38% of our export is value-added, and 5% is specialty coffees. I know there is a lot of scope here to improve, but we have done well on that account also. Coming to today's topic, that is Vision 2047, we need to have a vision statement before we even look at what is vision. This is what we have said should be the vision for Indian coffee: to position India as the country of eco-friendly, sustainable, premium coffees, and as a country of great coffee culture. It has two parts. One is internationally how we want to position, domestically how we want to position. So domestically also we want to grow as a country of great coffee culture, and internationally we want to we don't want to be seen ourselves as the largest growers like Vietnam and Brazil. That is not possible. We want to position ourselves as a country of eco-friendly, sustainable, and premium coffees, so that we get better returns for our coffee. So coming to vision, I don't think we need to have a vision in which we jump from here to 2047. That means we are not going to achieve anything. So we have broken our vision into 2030, 2035, and 2047, so that we have shorter goals also, through which we achieve the larger vision. So let us see what are the components we are looking at in our vision. First component we are looking at is production. These targets are given by the ministry. So for 2047, that's how it came. It's not that something we did it, but it is logically derived also. We want to increase the production from 3.6 lakh metric tons today to 9 lakh metric tons by 2047. And we want to increase the share of value-added coffee from 38% today to 60% by 2040. And that means most of our coffee should be value-added coffees. And we want to increase the value of export from 1.29 to 6 billion US dollars. That means almost 5 times we want to grow if we want to reach there. So what are the key indicators of this growth? Where it is going to come from? Area and production. Today area is 4.8 lakh hectares. We want to go up to 8 lakh hectares. And the production is 3.6 lakh. We want to go to 9 lakh metric tons. Productivity, we want to increase from to the present 815 to 1,250 kg per hectare. In terms of specialty coffees and value-added coffees, we want to increase. Today it's around 1,50,000 metric tons. We want to go together, specialty coffee and value-added coffee together, around 7 lakh metric tons. That 60% is what we are looking at. And then export value, as I said already, we want to go from 1.29 billion to 6 billion, for which we are looking at a quantity of 10 lakh metric tons of exports. It is both produced inside the country as well as re-exported, value-added and re-exported. So how do we increase production and productivity? So we are looking at area expansion. I'll tell you where the area is coming from. We are not speaking in the air. We are looking at considerable expansion of area in coffee. Second is genetic enhancement. We need to come with improved varieties through genomic approach. Then third is we already started hybrid technology and multiplication of hybrids through tissue culture. Our three hybrid varieties are already under multiplication with Jain irrigation, which you are aware that we signed an MOU with Jain, and a lot of positive things have been happening after that. Then we are looking at clonal propagation, clonal varieties and tissue culture propagation of that in Robusta. We have already shortlisted 6, superior clones in partnership with growers in the growers field, and we started supplying that material to Jain irrigation for multiplication, because if you want to traditionally multiply that and release as a variety, it will take long time. So then we are also looking at national replant rejuvenation program. You may feel that the last important variety which came is Chandragiri. After that, no variety has come. As I said, there are many varieties are in pipeline. But to tell you the fact that even after 16 years of release of one of the best varieties, Chandragiri, the coverage of Chandragiri in the field is not even 30-40%. 60% is still some other variety. So our growers do not just go ahead with removing the existing varieties and plant it new variety, even if you come with some of the magical varieties. So we are looking at national replantation program followed by those new varieties, so that the old and senile plantations, they completely remove the old varieties and start planting with the advanced new varieties. The nutrient management is a very, very important challenge, especially in NTA. If you look at our average production, I said 815 kg per hectare. Most of this production is brought down, pulled down by the non-traditional area like Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, and Northeast, where the productivity is very, very low. That's because it is under tribal belt, and they don't give much importance for nutrient management. If we can push soil testing and proper nutrient management, we can increase productivity by a considerable margin, overall national productivity. Then skilling is very important in all aspects of coffee, not only production, it's in roasting, brewing, cupping, and a lot of entrepreneurship skills in coffee is required. If you want to take the coffee to a next level, then we need to use a lot of technology if we want to achieve what vision we have shown. So coming to area expansion, through ISRO, we have identified, in addition to existing coffee area, 4 lakh hectares, which is suitable for coffee. Out of the 2 lakh hectare is coming from Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. 1 lakh hectare is going to come from Northeastern region, which is also identified. Remaining another 1 lakh is going to come from traditional area, mainly Tamil Nadu, to some extent from Kerala and Karnataka also. So we need to work jointly with all the state governments and bring this new area under coffee. Then we are in the process of things are already on the track. Anytime we will be inaugurating the center. We are coming out with a center of excellence on climate change, unconventional participatory breeding methods at Chettalli. We are shifting the tissue culture lab from Mysore to Chettalli, and we are signing a MOU with Q University in Europe for they have the biggest database on coffee genome. So and we also use this center for breeding unconventional variety like Liberica and Excelsa, then our own Stenophila and our own Bengalensis and all, so that in the next generation is not only going to look for only same Arabica and Robusta, they will look for a different choices. These varieties are going to bring a lot of choice and experience, and they have a great future. So we want to work on those. We want to use molecular breeding methods in this center. We want to aggressively work on breeding for climate change and improve the quality of our coffee genetically. So this we will be looking at somoclonal variation, polyploid breeding, haploid breedings and all. And we also want to integrate those growers who would like to be part of this breeding program as participatory breeding. So a lot of things can happen in the growers field also in addition to this center. And we would like to have collaboration with many institutions and research organizations. So this is something which is it is already on the track and may get inaugurated anytime. Coming to that's about production and productivity. We said we want to increase the value added coffee from present 38 to 60%. This will not happen unless we improve the quality of our coffees. Genetically, our coffee is very good. Environmentally, it's very sustainable, but the way we process our coffee after we harvest is not up to the mark. The Colombia has taken a national movement to improve their quality of their coffee. Every grower, they reach out, and every grower work on improving the quality cupping score of their coffee. It's a pride for them. It's not just economics, or they were always looking at higher prices. They want to make sure that Colombian coffees are on the top. So that kind of national movement we need to start in India. So that's why we are starting something called community driven quality improvement program, in which we are going to based on consent, in every area, in every region, in every hobli, wherever a grower association or an FPO comes forward, we are going to establish state of the art quality lab and processing unit. This lab and processing unit will act as a nodal point for people to come, exchange their ideas, test their coffee, know where they stand, and then work on where they want to reach. We would be training the interested coffee growers in that area as hobby cuppers. They will be cupping every coffee which is coming to that center. We will also like to make the association mandatory for each grower to submit his coffee for cupping, and then based on the feedback, this center will help farmer to improve the processing technique and also improve the cupping score. This process should not be linked to increase in price, which will anyway going to come automatically. This should be taken as a pride that my coffee should be very good, and people should say that Indian coffee is the best. So if we can drive this kind of movement in all the regions, in all the hoblis, taluks and all, definitely in 5 years down the line, Indian coffees will attract a lot of traction. The kind of visibility what we are missing will automatically come. So that's something is very, very important. And the vision is not only about working on production, productivity and export. It's about addressing all the challenges which the sector is facing. The challenges today Indian coffee sector is facing is cost competitiveness. There's increase in cost because of increase in input cost. There is a high rate of labor cost is very high, and even if it is high, they are not available in critical times. You can't mechanize because of certain inherent problem in the area we grow coffee, which is very, very steep, and then it is capital intensive. It requires a lot of investment. And on the other hand, price is not in our control. It is determined at the international level, and the coffee prices is fluctuating a lot. We are very fortunate. Last 3 years we have good prices, but we can't expect the same trend to continue. Then visibility, Indian coffee has never got its due share in the international market. We grow some of the best coffees under a two-tiered shade, and it is more sustainable, but it is not recognized because we have not worked in that direction together. It has inherent this one, but people will not recognize unless we work and make it happen. So regarding cost competitiveness, what is that we are looking? I have finer details of these things, but I can't go through everything because of a shortage of time. We are looking at formation of FPOs. A lot of things is being done. We are now appointing CBBOs in each region, and to organize farmers into farmer interest groups and FPOs, and then FPCs, farmer producer companies. That is the way to go in order to reduce the cost of inputs what we are procuring, and also to make mechanization and other things happen. We are also returned to Ministry of Rural Development for bringing coffee under NREGS, so that some of the cost can be saved, at least by the small growers. And farm mechanization may not be possible everywhere, even if 50 to 60% of the area where the terrain is not very steep, if we can mechanize those areas, then the labor availability and high labor cost can be addressed to some extent. Then look at the price volatility. If you look at the chart, see what was there in 2012 and 13, what is there today. There's not much of difference. That means last 10 years or 12 years, the average price has remained same. and it was very low during 2018-19 to 2020-21. We are very fortunate that last 3 years, from 21-22 to today, the prices are reasonably good. So I don't, overall, the increase in prices is not commensurate with the increase in the cost. Even this, whatever high prices we are seeing today, it may not last for a long time, and so we need to keep that in mind and prepare ourselves now. How do we address this price volatility? In the times of glut in the international market, the only thing which can save us is domestic market. We are sitting on a very low base, which is a good thing if you see it as a good thing. It is bad thing if you see it as a poor performance. But today our per capita consumption is 100 grams per person per year, whereas country like Finland, it is 12 kg per person per year. So that means we are sitting at a low base, which is the opportunity we have to see. Even if we increase this 10 grams into 250 grams, then whole production what we are doing today can be consumed in domestic market itself. So if we can have a strong domestic market with a strong coffee culture, then the price can be stabilized, and whatever is the excess we grow, which is beyond what can be absorbed in the international market, that we will have a strong market domestically. So there is a lot of opportunity. How do we do this? We need to generic media campaign to create a lot of awareness about positive effect of coffee on health, and then attending food festivals and trade fairs, both internationally and domestically, documentaries and videos, that means digital campaign, which we are already working on, and experiential spaces. These cafes are becoming not only place to go and have coffee, that should become a place where people can exchange ideas, exchange, build partnership, and also they have become a co-working space. That is what we need to drive in the days to come. We should also, I strongly feel that there should be a mechanism in which if the prices are very low, we should be able to support the growers. So there should be a mechanism of price correction mechanism. We did propose, some kind of fund which can take care of this, but the industry is not ready. But if you can't think this kind of out-of-the-box solutions in the good time, you will not be able to think in the bad time. So don't expect that the prices will keep increasing like this. We need to anticipate that someday the prices has to stabilize somewhere. During that time, is that prices will be good enough to sustain. So we need to have some kind of mechanism when there is a glut. What do we do? Then premiumization. We can't increase productivity to the extent of Brazil and Vietnam because their growing conditions are different. We are producing 1/3 of what they get. With 1/3, you can't compete them at the international level unless we showcase our coffee is different from them. So we need to get better returns for our coffee compared to them. So the strategy would be to focus on alternate high-value coffee markets like Japan, Australia, and South Korea, where they are ready to pay higher premium for our coffees. If we are able to convince them that about residues, importantly, then promote the production and export of specialty coffees. As I said, if we can sincerely push that community-driven quality movement, if our cupping score of our coffee, average cupping score is very good, it's not few estates are doing well and others are not good. So it has to be overall, people need to perceive that Indian coffees are good. Then the specialty coffee market for India will open up. Then branding of Indian coffee as high quality, unique coffees, that should be done. It should not be left to only coffee board. Stakeholders and coffee board need to work together and position Indian coffee as high quality coffees, and generating greater demand for specialty coffee, which I said already. Then other thing we are doing is we have certified coffees, which is going from India is very, very limited, because the present the certification methods are expensive and they are driven by outside agencies, and there's no differentiation between coffees which are grown in by completely removing the forest, and then coffees which are grown under thick two-tier trees. So we have developed our own sustainability code, which we will be start sharing with, discussing with all of you. And there is will not be any additional burden for farmer, except that he follows some of the sustainable practices. If we can all make all our estates compliant to IndiCoff, and then we tell the story through IndiCoff that Indian coffees are some of the most sustainably grown, then we can achieve a lot of things which we have discussed earlier. And also coffee based ecotourism is has a very high potential. I've seen any foreigner who has visited our coffee estates, he has never gone back without kind of excitement that these areas are so beautiful and then so ecologically friendly. So we need to capitalize on those things and push ecotourism, high value ecotourism, so that we get additional returns. And also skilling, we need to skill our people on many aspects. These are the areas we have identified. We have already started working on these things, and all of you also should join hands in this exercise. Then we have developed India Coffee app as a one-stop app for all the services Coffee Board is giving. I would say that in the days to come, this should become a one-stop platform for all interaction between the growers, between the different stakeholders in the coffee value chain. We are also making this as one of the one-stop solution for EUDR compliance. I know we have been delayed a bit because our software is, there are last-minute glitches we are attending, but this will act as a platform to address EUDR compliance also. And next is in order to increase the domestic consumption in the rural and semi-urban areas, we are also looking at franchising India Coffee Houses, which has its own brand image, and not to compete with private sector, just to increase the cafe culture in the rural and semi-urban areas. Then after World Coffee Conference, there is a lot of excitement, both in domestic and international coffee sector about India. So we need to continue this momentum. So every year we are planning to have a big mega event on coffee in the name of India International Coffee Festival. And every alternative year we are planning to get World of Coffee or some other international event along with this. This only a coffee event without working on what all we discussed will not going to help. If we are simultaneously working on all other aspects, increasing area, production, productivity, and then quality of our coffee, addressing the challenges what we have faced, and then have an international event every year, it will help in a long way. This is what World Coffee Conference, you are aware. So this India International Coffee Festival, this should bring all the stakeholders on a single platform every year. It's about celebrate and showcase Indian coffee to the whole nation as well as the world, and formulate and execute unified vision for the sector. This should also act as a platform for unified vision. We should not be looking at growers are different, curers are different, roasters are different. There should be a platform where all of us come together and see that how do we increase the size of the cake so that everybody gets enough. So that should become the platform. We are not looking at this event as only one event in Bangalore. We are looking at several coffee festivals in different cities like Delhi Coffee Fest, Hyderabad Fest, Kochi Fest, Calcutta Fest kind of thing. And then all these festivals followed by a mega event in Bangalore as India International Coffee Festival. Each of these events has its own relevance. It's not just for a kind of celebration. I have put the reason why we should have these city festivals down. Due to paucity of time, I'll not read that. And then this mega event at Bangalore will have conference, competitions, exhibition, workshops, and other things, networking, and so many other aspects. This is it from my side. Thank you so much. I hope I was audible clearly, and I'm having one more election-related meeting immediately, so I may not be sitting throughout this session. If somebody has any question, I'll be happy to address. Otherwise, I will carry on with my work. Thank you.
Can you hear us, Dr. Jagadeesha? Are we audible?
Mr. Sridharan, you are audible to me. Thank you.
Okay. No, thank you for that elaborate presentation. The plans you have in place are very impressive, And as a tea grower, I fear that your plans will convert this tea drinking nation into a coffee drinking nation. Your presentation was so detailed in itself. I think it's self-explanatory. Thank you again for taking the time, despite your busy schedule, to join us virtually. And we have a memento for you, but we will send it to your office in Bangalore. So, thank you.